Israel's political and military leaders have approved plans to expand the Gaza offensive. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's security cabinet unanimously approved plans to call up reservists and put the Israeli military in charge of food and other vital supplies to the 2.3 million people suffering under its blockade of the Palestinian territory. Newswires reported unnamed Israeli officials suggesting that the plans include the conquest and the occupation of the entire Gaza Strip. Reuters reported the expanded offensive could go as far as seizing the entire enclave. A heated confrontation has erupted during a meeting between the Israeli Chief of General Staff, Lieutenant General Eyal Zamir, and two far-right cabinet ministers over the continuation of the military operation in Gaza. According to Israel's public broadcaster Kan, the dispute intensified when National Security Minister Ben Gvir and Minister for Settlement Orit Struk argued that no aid should be sent to Palestinians in Gaza. In response, Zamir reportedly shouted at the ministers, warning that their position was dangerous and violated international law. He emphasized the need to avoid starving the Strip, stressing the potential risks to Israel's security. Zamir also reiterated his concerns directly to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, but the cabinet ultimately decided to continue the blockade, which has led to a humanitarian crisis affecting about 2.3 million Palestinians since its imposition in early March. Hamas has rejected Israel's proposed plan to bypass international aid agencies and directly distribute supplies within Gaza's militarized zones. The group condemned the plan as an attempt to use aid as a tool of political blackmail, insisting that aid should be managed by competent international or local organizations, not manipulated for political purposes. Hamas described the plan as a violation of international law, accusing Israel of extending a policy of starvation and distraction and using it to delay action on what it called crimes of genocide. The group urged the international community to reject what it called false occupation narratives and to push for the immediate lifting of the blockade to allow food and medical aid to flow under UN supervision, free from military or political interference. Gaza's government media office has strongly rejected Israel's proposed plan to distribute humanitarian aid through centers controlled by the Israeli occupation military, calling it a violation of humanitarian principles and an effort to perpetuate the blockade. The office argued that the new mechanism, which would impose arbitrary security conditions on aid distribution, transforms humanitarian efforts into tools for political blackmail and collective punishment. It emphasized that Israel, as an occupying force, cannot act as a neutral mediator for aid. In a statement, the office called for the immediate lifting of the blockade, the reopening of crossings, and the unrestricted entry of aid, stressing that Gaza requires action, not further promises. It also reiterated that the ongoing occupation continues to violate the human dignity of Palestinians every day. The Lebanese army has confirmed that Hamas has handed over a second member suspected of launching rockets towards Israel in March. The individual, reportedly based in Lebanon, is now under investigation supervised by the judiciary. A first suspect was turned over on Sunday. Spanish Foreign Minister José Manuel Albares has condemned Israel's actions in the Syrian Golan Heights. In a post on X, Albares stated that the new occupation attacks on Syria only contribute to further destabilization in the region. Albares called on the Israeli government to cease these actions, emphasizing the need for stability and peace in the area.